Good evening, everyone. Welcome to FDBPI's weekly knowledge session. We are continuing our discussion on AI compliance. Last week, we discussed the advisory guidelines of Singapore PDPA. Today, we are discussing ISO 42001 Artificial Intelligence Management System, which is the first AI management system standard, which more from our speakers. Our speakers for the day are Mr. Govind Srinivasan and Ms. Manjula Subramanian. Mr. Govind Srinivasan has rich experience as a CEO and practice manager. He is CEO of Paramount Dataware. Is specializing in consulting, training, auditing of ISO management systems. He has been lead assessor and lead tutor in certification bodies and a frequent speaker and writer on management system topics. Manjula Subramanian is also certified lead assessor and tutor for ISO 27001 and ISO 22301 standards. She has got a PMP and a CISA. She has worked in the IT and ITES industries for over 2 decades. All of us are looking forward to hear from you. Over to you, sir.
Welcome to this session, 1 hour session for this session on artificial intelligence and ISO 42001 2023. We should thank FDPI for giving this platform for people who are just into AI and we are not experts, no, and we are co-learners. I would put it like that. We are co-learners on AI and on 42001 also. Okay, because these are all disruptive technologies. AI is a disruptive technologies. 1 year before what it was, today it is not the same on many fronts, many knowledge, sub-knowledge areas in AI. Okay, so with a lot of trepidation, I am here to share my understanding, which is also fluid. The reason being that I need to validate quite a lot of what I learned from different sources, and some sources talk different tones, different voices, as AI also has got different stakeholders who see this domain in their own perspective. Okay, so the common domain knowledge, like a body of knowledge, are yet to emerge, but though there are glossaries, etc., available. 42001 is a new standard from the ISO family of standards, and it is a management system standard, can be used for certification, third-party audit-based certification, like what you have ISO 27001. Before I proceed further, I request my colleague Manjula also to say hi and a quick introduction from her.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, FTPPI, for giving us this opportunity to talk at Jnanavardhini. We are both very excited, and we've been, having a lot of discussions. As Govind said, this evening will give us an opportunity to also validate some of the things that we have understood in our research on artificial intelligence and the 42001 standard. So thank you all very much. I'm quite excited that there's a large group today. There are about 29 people, which is great. So thank you, everyone. Back to you, Govind.
Thank you very much, Manjula. And this is a curtain raiser presentation, not an introduction or not on the basics. Because even if we say basics, it can go on for 2 days. If we say introduction, it can go on for 3 days. The reason is that the branches, if you put a mind map, you may have around 500 branches in the mind map tree. Okay, at least around. So if you start talking about it, you will have to go to branches, sub-branches, and stems, roots, and the branches and the roots, etc. And even then, you will not be satisfied that you have covered everything or something really in detail. At the end of it, you may even feel a little frustrated. That is the status of AI today. So the specialization counts a lot. So we are not getting into any specialization today, and it is a curtain raiser. But I'm sure that at the end of the curtain raiser, you will have enough materials to depend upon to carry on your own research, information search and research, and thus it can be an enriching session for many of you, even though I think that there could be stalwarts also in AI, or those who know many things more, in detail than us. To them, I will say, please pardon us. Please give us an opportunity to talk to you all humbly, with all the politeness, but with the firmness of what we are trying to learn as students. Thank you. Okay. Here is a gentleman whom you would have all heard, Alan Turing. There is an institute that has been, launched, that has been there in position for long, for several decades. Alan Turing died quite long back, and he said this: I believe that in about 50 years' time, it will be possible to program computers to make them play the imitation game so well that an average interrogator will not have more than 70% chance of making the right identification after 5 minutes of questioning. So, which means that it is the computers that will win. And way back, long back, you had an IBM Deep Blue, participating in a chess competition with a human being, and we all know that Deep Blue won once, and that was all very preliminary. Now today, AI, even now, in the threshold where it is today, is very different from what it was even 5 years before, 3 years before even. So much of developments have taken place, and if you open the YouTube, you will find kind of excitement being shared even by very respectable organizations that are stakeholders in today's AI industry and the AI world. I will say AI world, which is different from, in many respects, the IT industry world and other knowledge domains. In short, AI has entered into the domain areas of almost every single human activity: production, distribution, consumption. If these are the three, areas of activities we are all converged in, day in and day out, AI has successfully stepped into in all these activities, explicitly or tacitly. The reversal is not possible, where we find even that it is dangerous, it is very risky. The reversibility is very little now, and that is the risk which we have. On the other hand, it appears that there is a lot of opportunities which AI itself has proven now, that which benefits the world phenomenally at a level that science, engineering, technology has never thought of, deliberated. No, to that extent, it has gone now, and that will continue. So the benefits arising out of AI will continue to engage human beings with AI systems all over the world and all over the universe. This is the kind of impression I have developed. Later on, a few questions I can take. I will try to answer to the best of my ability. Here is what is AI. This is from ICO UK, and we have tried our best to share our own understanding of where privacy could come into crossroads, or being even the beneficiary of AI. This is an umbrella term. AI is an umbrella term. Okay, so if you say, somebody says that I'm in ML, it doesn't need to be in AI. Definitely not. Okay, so on the other hand, machine language I'm talking about. If somebody says I'm a machine language expert, a specialist, he doesn't need to have anything to do with AI. He can just focus on his own AI discipline. But AI needs ML, for creating AI systems mostly. I'm not saying in all probabilities, but AI needs ML because AI systems, if it is going to be, if they are going to be, instituted on AI applications, you need machine learning as a default parameter. You need that. Okay, as of now, at least. The aim of AI is very simple. It is to build computer systems which should perform tasks that require intelligence. That's all, very clear, intelligence. What level of intelligence, that all depends on several parameters of what do you expect a particular AI system to do for you. Okay, so right now the world is still in ANI, that means artificial narrow intelligence. Okay, artificial narrow intelligence. All that we know now today, that we hear, we listen, we touch, we observe, we dabble with, they all come under the broad umbrella of artificial narrow intelligence. All that you are doing with chat gpt, all the LLMs, I mean, large language models. All these, whatever that you are doing with ChatGPT or Gemini or say Copilot of Microsoft or Gemini of Google or any other one, I mean, which you have got a company called Sonic, and there are around about 20, 30 LLMs like this, which are there. In some of them are extremely popular, and some of them are not known, but all of them are fighting with each other in the world of LLM, in competing eyeball to eyeball. So they all come under, mostly 99% of them have got AI capabilities. We are not touching on LLMs at all here because we all know, we have been dabbling with. There are many other areas where, apart from LLM, many things are there today, settled now. For example, if there is medical imaging, and that is also part of AI, no doubt about it. Okay, so the next one comes as AGI, artificial general intelligence. Right now, there is a lot of shouts going on, as you would have seen in YouTube presentations, where Tesla is, OpenAI is announcing almost, okay, we are almost in the threshold of AGI, which means that it can program on its own. It has memory, and it has memory recall, and it has a repository of information that almost can threaten us, that an AI system can say, "Hi, how are you, Govind?" Okay, so, and can make me a little uncomfortable and super comfortable based on what is the scenario that I'm having with it. So that AGI, the way how AGI can come today, it is theoretical, absolutely theoretical. But when I was talking to one of the guys whom I know very closely, who is working on AI in one of the US companies, he said that it is quite possible, he said, he did not say that, yeah, it will happen like that, but it's quite possible that all that talk about AGI is not going to come at all for the next 5-10 years and all, can not be true at all, because you need a lot of GPU. Okay. There are only a few companies which are making GPU, not the CPU, not the central processing unit, but a graphical processing unit. Okay. And you need beastly power, unbelievable amount of power. And any AI system, when it is going to be loaded with more and more tasks, and they need to take over and manage them, you need GPU. Most AI systems are GPU hungry. If you don't have sufficient GPUs, nothing can happen. World will go with the existing capabilities of AI. If the amount of GPU power is not increasing in a quadrupling manner, doubling manner, quadrupling manner, it has to happen in few years' time even. So there lies the bottleneck. And there is a company, as we all know, NVIDIA, okay, is one of the largest GPU providers, and the world looks into NVIDIA for getting as much of GPU power so that artificial intelligence systems, AI systems, can get the power and continue to march towards the goals they have been set for. And believe this, it includes the goals the AGI is setting for itself. Okay, so a situation has come where when the world goes from ANI to AGI, even at a very threshold level, it is quite possible that the AI systems can give an impression of human level of thinking at the elementary level, human level of thinking at an elementary level, which means it doesn't need that kind of training, pre-training to develop the AI systems, which is part of ANI now. You need to give training. Okay, you have a thing like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning. These are all part of the present ways and means how we are empowering AI, and obviously in an ANI mode. This will have a big changeover once AGI shows its basic ability to come and dance before us. This AGI, I will not talk much because AGI is still in the works and it's still something that is unproven so far. Like other sciences where you have clear institutional stakeholders, neutral institutional stakeholders, today we don't have that kind of a machinery or institutional framework acceptable and respected across the world. And these are all blossoming now, but still they're all there in the infancy. And acceptability of neutral institutions who will say, yes, this is what we mean, this is what is the definition, etc. So to that extent, the ISO 42001 and the host of standards that are also published by ISO. There's not two or three. There are around about 25 standards already published. Another around 15 to 20 standards that are there in the offering. All put together, the way how they have been written, one has to go through to find out the level of maturity. A lot of work has gone into, and some of the most revered companies have participated in the form of sending their representatives. Many academic people, academic professionals, industry professionals, they all have researchers, scientists have all participated in the development of standards apart from 42001. The bulk of the knowledge domain is in those standards as well, because as you know pretty well, management system does not talk in terms of prescription. No, it doesn't prescribe this is the way how you need to do. It says what to do, but not how to do. So the how to do is all there in the body of knowledge. We get to, it's still in the formation, etc. I've already talked about machine learning. Let me go to the next one. Okay, so here are certain concepts: AI, research and development of mechanisms, and applications of AI systems. Okay, so this is where AI is surviving today. Okay, research and development of mechanisms and applications of AI systems. This is the way how industry is poised towards, mostly research industry. If you say OpenAI, there's a forum called company, not for profit company called OpenAI, supported by Microsoft and many other companies also. And what they do is research and development, not exactly, even a prototype they may be having within themselves. Okay. Artificial intelligence system, AI systems. If you see 42001, you will find that the number of mentions about AI system are too many. Okay, wherever you just open the page or open a paragraph, open a class or a subclass, you will find an AI system. And what is an AI system? It's very clear. Engineered system that generates output such as content, forecasts, recommendations, or decisions for a given set of human-defined objectives. Again, please see here, human-defined objectives. This is one, the saving grace that we have, that AI systems don't set their own objectives that may change over once AGI comes to maturity. But right now, it is doing the job at the behest of what its human managers, human bosses, human handlers are asking it to do. Okay. I've already told you ANI and AGI, but I cannot talk much about artificial superintelligence, but the industry, professionals, students, the entire AGI, artificial intelligence interested people, they know that artificial superintelligence is still a fiction, a strong fiction that will happen when biology marries computers. Are they talking about it? Yes, there are books available. On ASI, clearly books are available. That is a kind of a clairvoyance, I would say. It's right now, it's a kind of a, crystal grazing. But ASI, there are institutions that are still doing research, maybe quite in a rudimentary manner, primitive manner, but ASI has been thought of and is being pursued. We might have seen in Terminator certain things like, the robo becomes a fluid, just a drop, and from the drop it comes again into. So that kind of a filmy scenario is possible, I say, in present fiction knowledge of ASI. We have a few more on AI concepts. Category of AI systems, I'm talking about cognitive computing. Category of AI systems that enables people and machines interact more naturally. This is the perpetual, kind of a goal of human beings in its escapades, human beings in their escapades with AI systems. It is human beings who want AI systems to get that kind of intelligence that human beings want. If human beings stop enabling AI systems to move further in its maturity, I think AI will die. One day AI will not be talked about. So it is human beings who want, which the segment of the world called human beings. It is human beings who want AI systems to get more and more beastly power and the capability almost rivaling human beings' capability. Cognitive computing tasks are associated with machine learning, speech processing, NLP, natural language processing. Please keep a mind on tab on this. NLP. Today, if you go to a chat, any Gemini or Copilot, anywhere, you will find that you can ask any question in typical English, whatever that the particular chatbot understands, LLM understands. You can ask a question and it will reply you in the same way, much better. And it cannot be compared with the search engine answers that you get. In the search engine answers, you may get quite an obtuse and acute answers. Here in NLP, you will get, you can ask, you can also say that, no, this is wrong. And it will say, I apologize. Yes, this is the right information. You can still say that, no, you are still yet to get the meaning of the question I have posed. Then it can also ask, can you please rephrase the question? Okay, so to that level of cohabiting with our human thought processes, LLMs have developed already. The computer vision is not our vision. Okay, we have got our own vision. The computer vision is something that is part of AI's, I would say, being. AI is a system, but AI is slowly coming up almost like a being. Okay, so the computer vision is what is that AI has got, and its human machine interfaces. Okay, so in the figure 1 experiment of OpenAI, what you saw saw in that. Some of you have seen that in the YouTube presentation. A gentleman is there before. What do you have before you? An apple. Okay. I'm hungry. What do you want to give? Here's an apple. And the trash, it is throwing in the trash in the trash can. All that. And some of them, the way how it handles the objects, near human capability of handling objects. The limb movement, okay, they're all multiple times they have improved upon, which was not there earlier. And to that extent, people have started talking about, is it AGI now? Is ANI now on the wane, or AGI is taking over? This is the question. Even industry, czars, industry captains like Tesla, Elon Musk of Tesla, they've already started. AGI is almost there now, right now. But the proof of pudding is in the eating, and we all get repeatedly hungry, and the pudding should come non-stop. So right now, these are all conjectures. Continuous learning, the incremental training of an AI system that takes place on an ongoing basis during the operation phase of the AI system lifecycle. We need to train them right now. At this point of time, we need to train them. They cannot get trained on their own. Okay, but that's probably being tried. But you need to train whatever you want an AI system to do. You need to train it by giving it all sorts of ifs, then, else statements, binaries, and multiple responses capability, multiple question handling capability, multiple questions handling capability in the sense, think of it that if you are there before Gemini or Copilot, maybe 100,000 people are asking questions to it simultaneously. It can handle it. 100,000. I'm not talking about 100,000. I'm only taking 100,000 as a kind of a ballpark figure. 100,000 people can ask it questions, and it takes roughly 10 to 15 seconds for it to come back with an A4 size of answer, A4 size level of answer. If you want, it is also asking you, okay, so do you want more? Do you want a deeper dive into any of the answers I've given? And it starts giving it to micro level. It goes on giving you data after data after data, provided it understands your question. If it does not understand your question, you need to rephrase. It takes your questions into inputs, and it learns from your questions. That is the continuous learning also. When you ask a question, and let me give you a very shocking experience I have had. I have been testing Gemini for the past, even when it was barred, and recently it started asking me, hey, Govind, can you please let me know whether you will be interested to talk to my human handlers to join an informal team on ISO management systems? It is asking me, can I refer you? I asked him, what you will do for me? He said, I can refer your name in answers that I give to anyone about ISO management systems. I can say these answers, I've got it from Govind Srinivasan. I was stunned by that. So you can imagine what a kind of capability that it is developing. It says, I will talk to my human handlers. I will introduce you to them, but I cannot take any question from you. I cannot directly talk to you. My human handlers have to know that. Okay, so this is one experience I'm sharing with you. I would have worked on, all these LLMs for the last about 6 months and more. Roughly, I would have spent around in the day and night, everything put into, might have been more than around 2,000 hours. Okay, so I have not learned more than what in one source, from one source. I have not learned more about ISO management systems, ISO 42001, ISO 42001, sorry, ISO 42001, no LLM can give you any meaningful information. They say that they are trained only up to January 2022, March 2022. After that, there is nothing called world open before it, before these LLMs. Okay. Expert system, many of you would have heard about it, expert system. These have been there for long. These expert systems are now part of the AI systems. It is nothing but accumulates, combines, encapsulates knowledge provided by a human expert or experts in specific domain to infer solutions to problems. That's all. You give a problem to it, it gives you. It does not have the interoperability that what even LLMs have today. It doesn't. The expert system does not have. But think of it, experts working on expert system was considered as exotic once upon a time. That expert system's capabilities have been subsumed into AI knowledge base and AI systems and in AI system life cycle itself. Here are the concepts called agents. Some of the AI applications aim at simulating human intelligence and human behavior. Okay, so think of the robotic, gadgets, robots themselves. They just, I don't know whether you have seen it, and please think of it. I do not know how it happened. Dangerous, but it happened right before you. It was there in some inauguration or a launch function, in some product launch function. There is a gentleman who is dressed up like a typically an Arab local Arab, okay, in one of the GCC countries. Okay, so it shows that it is able to pat on the back of the lady who is standing by the side, and scientists, AI system experts who gave that robo that all its capabilities are baffled now how it happened. So AI systems are not foolproof. And how do you program? What do you say? And how does it understand the meaning of what it says? What do you say? These are all little gray areas now today, which is evident from the recent experience that was displayed on many YouTubes across the world. AI can be seen as the domain that tries to build artificial agents exhibiting rational behavior. Yeah. So rational behavior in the sense, that if I say good morning, you say good morning. If I say good morning, you can say, I'm sorry, I'm in a different time zone. Okay, so for me, it's good evening. Okay, I'm sorry. The same dialogue, you can have it with a system where artificial agents have been infused in it. The agent paradigm establishes a clear line separating the agent and the environment in which it evolves. Okay, so which is again, the agent and the environment need not be there in one single geography or one single location. No, even then it can adapt. Okay, AI's adaptability is the biggest thing, biggest risk, biggest asset, biggest capability, which makes human beings go after AI with no reversibility. Nobody says that AI, no stakeholder worth the salt says, I don't want AI if the person does not have any stakes in it. Somebody can say, AI is very bad. Okay, but what is this? What are the stake he has, she has? So an AI agent interacts with its environment through sensors and actuators. And see when I say sensors, again, take a robotic, product. A robots, if the sensors are not there, no robo can work at all. So obviously, the agent interacts, AI agent in a robo interacts with the sensors, and based on the signals received, it processes the signals, and it is also including the actuators, which make the sensors create the mechanical effect. Okay, what you need to give a shake hand. Okay, so exactly, I mean, where is your hand? Where do you raise it up to that level? It can give you shake hand. Okay, so I'm talking about only very, very basic things. There are certain things for decency's sake, I cannot say that, but they're proving to be replacing even, the human beings that are part of one's life. Up to that level, it is coming up now. Okay, they are available as commercial models also, prototype level. Okay. Knowledge, when it comes to AI, without having an idea about knowledge, we can't talk much about. So in the context of AI, it refers purely to contents and not capabilities. When we are talking about knowledge, we talk about, oh, that person is very knowledgeable, which automatically we convert that into possible capabilities. But here we are talking about contents only. What do the AI system has got as its contents, which means that training, pre-training, unsupervised learning, supervised learning, semi-supervised learning, all that go into the contents of an AI system. This understanding is very different from what we understand. The human understanding of what is knowledge and what is knowledge as far as AI is concerned, they are not one and the same. It is an abstracted information about objects, events, concepts, or rules. The relationships and properties organized for goal-oriented systematic use. Obviously, an AI system, if it is not goal-oriented, that is the first threat human beings have, because it can be hacked. A goal can be infused in it as an hacking attempt. Okay, so it can be subverted, it can be deviated to do something that which it has not been asked to do earlier. Okay, these are all the challenges it has got. An AI system is hackable? Oh, very much hackable. So right now, even research is going on how AI systems can be hack-proof. That itself is a multi-billion-dollar research. How it can thwart hacking attempts to deviate it from the way how it is supposed to function. Characteristic of a system that is capable of modifying its intended domain of use or goal without intervention, control, or oversight. You don't need to intervene. You don't need to control. You don't need to have oversight. Still, it can perform in the way how its goal orientation has been set already. ML, as I told you already about ML, I'm not going to be taking much time. It is here. Okay, so this presentation is anyway going to be there on the YouTube. And I use only one thing, like labeled data and unlabeled data. That alone I will be bothered about. If you have a supervised ML, okay, you use labeled data during training. If it is a cat, you need to, make the system understand. If this I show to you, this is cat. If I show another one, dog, okay, a dog is this, and dog properties, etc., it has to understand. So, like that, think of it, how much of pre-training is involved to make AI systems get their capability through machine learning. Without machine learning, an AI system is a skeleton, okay, or it cannot have any big meaning at all. Okay, but probably you can do something with it, but the engine is not there in it. So the engine, when there is a chip, that a chip is a hardware. But labeled data, software, what you develop invariably. Today you've got Python, you've got JavaScript, you've got Java. These are the languages normally used for developing ML applications, and AI very much depend upon these ML applications to do work in the way how you program the AI systems. That includes the behavioral reflections you want AI systems to exhibit systematically, uh, not just once, but again, and again. I just have been given you, I shared with you an available document. This can be straight away downloaded. Okay, artificial intelligence, machine learning explained. The very readable one. You got a technical document, but I'm not a technical guy. I am a data researcher. I'm not a technical guy. I'm into everything and I'm into nothing, probably. Even now I feel so. Okay, though I have my own, for my economics, I do some work. But at the same time, I think that, I am always having a feeling that, okay, this is not enough. This is not enough. So that journey goes. And I'm also reading it. When you read it, I'm also going to be reading it. I don't understand the whole thing fully, but I need to read it still because even as an auditor, I need to know 1 mile of what the knowledge domain has, but definitely 1 inch of what it is, I should know. So seeing from this, I would recommend this for you also. This has come from Stanford University, a neatly written document. It's not a highly technical one, but it is having its own technical content, no doubt. Okay. What we want from AI is simple: controllability, reliability, transparency at organization level, transparency at system level. Okay, so if you don't have controllability, that means it can wobble, it can slap you, it can kill you, it can put you in a graveyard, anything it can do if you cannot control it. If it wobbles, it can do anything. In Japan, a few of the robots have injured human beings, and there were unconfirmed reports that they have been responsible for killing of people also. Why? Probably because of the lack of controllability. I'm saying it with a disclaimer that I don't have full information on that, though I've read it in the media. Reliability, property of consistent intended behavior and results. Property of consistent intended behavior and results. I already said that. So that reliability is a huge challenge now, right now. Okay, they want reliability at 100%. Now, we don't have that 100% of reliability as far as AI systems are concerned across. If a madman is coming up before you, you know he's mad and you take sufficient precaution. But when it comes to question of system, mobile phone, etc., you know that mobile phone will not slap you. Okay, so but you take certain things for granted. But in AI systems, you cannot take things for granted universally. It cannot. You cannot. You need to go with a circumspection of what is that system that is there before you in a type of software or hardware, and maybe an application or maybe a robot. A transparency, organization-wise, property of an organization that appropriate activities and decisions are communicated to relevant stakeholders. This is typically a management system concept, so I don't want to go deep into it. Many of you understand this. Transparency at the system level is what? Okay, so is somebody can go there and what is the source code? Okay, what you have intended the system to do? What are your requirement analysis? How you have converted the requirement analysis into coding? Okay, and is the coding tested? What is the kind of testing that you have made? Okay, the testing that you do with ordinary IT systems applications is not the same here. Okay, so you need to get into the details of it in depth to assure yourselves and your stakeholders that there is a transparency at organization level of what you want to do with the AI systems, documented properly, etc. Here, 42001 kicks in. The transparency in the system, I've already told you, that is what you need to give assurance to the stakeholders. You have seen this in the YouTube. Many of you would have seen it as though Obama talks. It's clearly Obama's voice and Obama's ways of facial gestures. Everything has been, duped. The person standing at the right side is talking, doing the talking. It is available even now, I believe. Okay, if any one of you can ask me to give a YouTube link, I will share with you. This is one of the deep fake results. And deep fake today is literally shaking the world's, basic sense of confidence that someone appears before you and talks to you. You know that that is the person who is talking to you. Now today, that confidence is shaken and in certain respects broken. This is one huge AI risk that is afflicting the society, organizations, group of people, society, and individuals. There are a lot of non-state actors and state actors also who are responsible for deep fake to proliferate and spread over across the world. Particularly in politics, it can play havoc, and it is already playing in certain quarters. This is an AI risk, not an ordinary risk, but a magnum opus risk Okay. AI educative documents is what I'm going to be sharing with you here. It is here. If you want to see AI definitions, there's not one single definition. There's a lot of definitions around. You need to go through and pick up what you want, going by what is your own professional pursuit, what is your experience, and what do you want out of that definition to shape your life with AI systems. Depending on that, you need to take it. Now, the Stanford University Human-Centered AI, that department has brought a set of definitions. Raspberry Pi, many of you should be knowing that Raspberry Pi, which is, you have the Raspberry Pi small hardware device. Okay, so they have brought a glossary of terms. These are all available for download. You have an AI vocabulary glossary from a Turnitin, which is another company which has brought, all of them have brought something to do with AI in depth. The Siemens also has brought a glossary. Okay, so I would say this, I'm very happy that I have found this, and you should also be, experimenting, or that downloading the stuff and then seeing for yourself what is the meaning of all these things. If one country has outsmarted many in trying to, systematize AI knowledge, I think it is Singapore, which has been doing a wonderful job. This AI verify, which you seen on the screen, the words AI verify, it itself is a foundation. There's a foundation called AI verify. Now, what you have is an AI governance testing framework and toolkit. The toolkit is available as a document, and the toolkit, the web version is also available. If you believe Singapore, and you may have to believe the web version also. If you believe in SaaS, you need to believe this also. Okay, so this one is a miles ahead of what you want AI to mature at this level. Okay, so the AI Verify Foundation has brought a model AI governance framework for generative AI. Okay, so the generative AI, many things like what we see today, the LLMs and the search engines, etc. They all are having the generative AI capabilities. And there is a set of people who also, set of experts who also say there is another branch of disruptive AI. One is generative AI, and this is the disruptive AI. Okay, put together, they form the large knowledge domain called AI. Okay. AI use cases. Okay, so if at all, if there is one world where use cases have got too much of importance, and without use case, you will be spending a donkey's time on doing many things that have already been proven. So for that, you need to have AI use cases. Think of types of use cases: business, healthcare, manufacturing, everyday of life. Besides that, host of other branches of human activities, they are covering that. And I have given you a reference to another publication of Singapore government, which is downloadable. Okay, compendium of use cases, practical illustrations of the model AI governance framework. I believe that we are all here, since FDPPI is a dominant privacy education and knowledge forum organizations. I think that this one should be able to create enough curiosity in us, as it is talking about AI governance framework. I should say here, AI is a privacy enabler. AI is a privacy risk. AI is a privacy promoter. AI is a privacy destroyer. So this is the peculiar situation we are into. We can not keep ourselves away from AI, but at the same time, we cannot accept all that AI offers to us. Now, where lies the line of, acceptance, barrier? Where is it? This is not easy for us to conclude, as in my impression, not many are available to say the final word. This is what you need to do to draw your lines, because it is very, very, the nebulous. It is very, porous. AI and privacy, the AI world is porous. You need to depend on AI. for number crunching. Otherwise, you will not be able to manage this kind of billions of pieces of data where you have got the privacy data as part of it, how you are going to be managing it and ensuring data protection compliance, legal obligations of data protection compliance. So privacy world, privacy experts, privacy professionals need to have a say on AI governance framework to start with. Then comes your risk, then comes your impact, etc. These also AI use cases. It is all different, domain areas we have given here. The UN activities on AI intelligence 2022 last edition. Okay, so they have not published to 2023 so far, I believe. Okay, so this again is a wonderful document to know how the world at large is trying to understand AI with trepidation and with confidence. Okay, so this is a high-level document. It can influence some people, but this is not a commercial documentation, or it's not a something to do with AI systems and all. But I'm sure that people who are bothered about spending some time on AI governance framework will be happy to read this. India has signed a declaration which is called Blissley Declaration. Along with the 28 other countries, we have signed the AI declaration, which means that we will share data for ensuring, along with other 28 stakeholders, 28 countries, we will do that. That is the meaning of international collaboration on science and research. Okay, so I try to identify AI opportunities and risks also. So it is not only developing countries, it is developing countries and developing countries put together. There are 29 countries which have signed the Blissley Declaration. It was not signed much earlier. It is as recent as 1st November 2023. The AI Declaration is for ensuring that AI safety for the purpose of protecting human beings from the risks of AI. That is given a predominant agenda. For that, the AI declaration is a joint exercise by 29 countries, and that putting the infrastructure, etc., in place are in progress. Okay, you have a global AI law and policy tracker. If you find the global map by the side of it, these countries which are shown in red dots are the ones this AI tracker, global AI law and policy tracker, are covering. The rest of the blue areas, the tracker is not covering. India is also part of it, as you will see now. As you can see now here, it is all dotted with the red. We are also party. We are also being, considered as stakeholders in the AI legal development framework that can serve the purpose of humanity at large. They all need to depend on each other. Every country needs to depend on each other. We cannot live in silos. Okay, so the policy tracker gives an excellent opportunity. This is also a very good document. This is from IAPT research wing. And here comes the big bang. The EU AI Act was passed only 2 weeks before. The EU AI Act was in works for a few years, and it has finally been published. And this is probably the only comprehensive AI law published so far. All other countries, the legislation work is in progress. They are all at work, but EU AI Act, it is, it can be a very good exercise even for us in FDBPI to get into the EU AI Act and find out where lies our own interest in it for the common good, even from the privacy perspective. The discussions are there across YouTube, Google, everywhere. I mean, the net has started. It is occupying a big portion of debates now in the world. EU AI Act. A few glimpses of EU Act. It has identified high-risk AI systems, biometrics, safety component in critical infrastructure. When I say critical infrastructure, it is all oil and gas, electricity, okay, water, distribution, water, the collection and distribution, etc. Education and vocational training, employment, law enforcement, migration, justice, criminal justice administration. AI used as safety component of certain products. All of them have been identified as high-risk AI systems by this act. Okay, it is all coming from the EC, European Commission, okay, European Council, I believe. Okay, so here comes 42,001. I will quickly hand it over. I'm sorry, I had to take this much of time, and I tried to do that.
Govind sir,
Yes.
if I can request you, how long it will take now for 42,000 for us to cover?
10 minutes.
Okay, because see, I'm extremely, as you know, impressed, and it's going great guns. If you and Manjula do not have problem, can I request that we will have a next session continuation of this standard in detail? Maybe because questions and is it okay for you? I would really appreciate it.
Perfectly. Manjula,
madam?
Yes, sir.
Is it
Absolutely
okay?
fine, sir.
Oh, great.
Absolutely fine, sir.
Great.
we should have done something like AI separately and 42,001 separately, but it's our miscalculation.
No,
Sorry about
no. It is not miscalculation. This is what Govind sir and Manjula is all about. Don't worry. I really thought we will straight away start with 42,000 classes, but makes sense. Makes sense.
Would you give me 2 minutes? 2 minutes.
Yeah.
120 seconds.
Please.
Okay, fine. This is the whistle stop tour. Okay, so here comes the entire standard. Okay, of which most of you are aware of. What is ISO 27001? This is nothing different, but you have got add-on contents. But the challenge is in understanding Annex A, B, C, D. Bulk of what you need to do are there in Annex A, B, C, and D. Annex A contains risk treatment controls similar to what 27,001 has, similar to what is 27,001 has got as statement of applicability, everything in terms of 27,001 expectations, understanding the concept, context, organization context. For the first time, ISO introduced climate change in 42,001. I believe the ISO 42,001 is the first standard where they have included climate change also, and further started, they gave a notification that all ISO management system standards that are audit-based certification purposes, they need to have it, and have given addendum on that. Many people are aware of it. And here, the similarities with 27,001, it is there. Okay, most of the similarities I've already mentioned to you. And I would say that if you want to understand the risk assessment and risk treatment, please look into the NIST publication, which is called NIST's AI RMF Toolkit, Risk Management Framework Toolkit. I've given this. The same thing is available in a Google search. You can easily download it. Impact assessment. This is the most important one, which you need to understand that this is not part of 27,001. But here, this is context specific.
May I just interrupt here on the impact assessment?
Please.
Okay. Just to give Govind's voice a little rest as well. Impact assessment is a requirement that many of you may be aware of from 22301 perspective, but please understand that the impact assessment in 42,001 is distinctly different in the sense that it expects the organization to identify the risks to individuals, groups of individuals, society, and I have included something for environment because if some of you in the audience have been following climate change, climate control groups, many of them are against AI because AI is increasing carbon emissions as well. So this goes hand in hand with the requirement for climate control. Okay, and these are some of the additional compare and contrast. 42,001 versus 27,001. If you look at 42,001, there is no separate standard for implementation of the clause requirements, whereas 27,001, you have 27,003, which tells you how to implement the requirements of clauses 4 to 10. Annex B includes the controls, implementation guidance for the controls of Annex A in 42,001, whereas we have a 27,002 standard in the 27,000 series. Risk assessment, yes, many of you would be knowing there is a 27,005 standard, but in 42,000, there is a 23894 standard, which is providing guidance on risk assessment. Last but not least, there is a 42,005 standard, which is currently as a draft international standard. It has not yet been published. You can purchase it for about 100 Swiss francs to see what the standard contains, but it is on the impact assessment for AI systems. Okay.
These are all the standards that have been published. These are all the standards that have been published so far. In the SC42, which is the committee responsible for publishing AI standards. And with that, we are back here. Thank you very much. That's the reason I said, 2-3 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry. We can make a 42,001 specific, but if we don't put the traction on AI, 42,001 cannot be explained in detail, but we can have 42,001 separately later. Thank you very much, Ramesh. And thanks to every one of you.
Yes,
Questions,
thank you very much for the opportunity, everyone.
Thank you. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would like to ask a question here. So, does hi, I'm Santosh. So, I wanted to understand: does this 42,001 standard anywhere speaks about LLM security testing?
No.
No.
LLM will not.
No,
they
not
don't.
specifically. No.
Okay.
Not only LLM, anything that you know about, you're talking about a chat bot. No, it does not talk about. Okay. It is, in the same way how firewall 27,001 does not talk about. Here, the artifacts of AI 42,001 don't talk about.
I
Definitely.
think Govind Murugan's side, it will tell
Yes,
only what to do. It won't tell how
That's
to do
all.
it. Actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Any
but-
management system.
Any
You're right.
management.
Yes.
But,
It's a-
but let me tell you, the host of around 20-25 standards which have been published, they contain wealth of information for particularly large organizations which live on AI systems development. They have a host of library of standards published already.
Govind, I want one clarification. In
Yes.
27,002, which we have the controls and everything as a separate document, was it
Yes.
there in the earlier 15 years back when 27,001 was introduced?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. From the beginning.
From the beginning, it was there.
Yes.
Sir, you had a
27,002.
BS. No.
Yes.
Once again, BS 7799 part 1.
Part 1, yes, was
Absolutely.
guidance.
Part 1. And
Absolutely.
then it became 17799. Okay? 17799. And
No,
then
the 27,002, which had the control separately,
yes.
was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's there from the 7799 days itself. That's what
Okay.
Govind is saying. The part 1 of 7799 was the implementation guidance for the
I
controls.
think for AI, they will come out separately. I think so that Annexure A will come out as a separate controls afterwards.
No, right now it is all part of it. It is they have gone in the style of 14,001. 14,001 has
45,001.
guidance also. The standard requirements and guidance both are there in 14,001. If I'm right,
Presently, it is only 15-page document, correct?
which is
42,001.
42,001, sir. 42,001 is let me tell you, it is a 52-page document.
52.
52-page document. It is. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is
Thank
not.
you.
That's the reason I said Annex A, Annex B, C, D, all put
Okay.
together.
Okay, all put together 52 page. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Govind sir, this is Nagendra.
Nagendra, yes.
In my view, to me it look like the recent SEC mandatory for ESG disclosure, no? So this AI model will play a larger role in that SEC disclosure for ESG, I believe. So what do you think that?
Sir, I mean that no, see, not only, and I'm not talking about only SCC alone, but in the world over, all formal statutory institutions, statutory organizations that depend on computers largely. They all, for example, even if you take SEBI here, SEC there, and many other, the stock market regulatory body, insurance regulatory bodies, and population, management authorities, national population registers, you name it, where there is number crunching is required. Without AI, they cannot do it. I would say this: if there was a time when I don't know how many of you have, I think many of you should be about the 50 years of age around, at least. You would have seen a railway ticket, a small railway ticket, a 2-inch into 1 inch, 2 by 1. Okay, that was a ticket I bought when I went to Delhi or went to Trichy or probably from Mambalam to Saidapet in Chennai. But the ticket is there now. It is not there. Is it irreversible change? Yes. That same change is coming up typically from IT to AI. IT is not AI, but there is IT in AI. But IT is not AI. AI's IT systems are much more capable than what IT systems without AI have been performing.
Govind sir.
Yes.
Hello. This is Vadapu. See, in the coming elections, how this AI going to play a role? In the coming elections.
So now you know pretty well that the data analytics. I'm not getting into the politics of party politics, but let us see it from AI from a discipline perspective. The data analytics, wherever data analytics takes place, without AI systems dependence, data analytics is not possible today. Number crunching, that's the reason why I say anywhere where there is number crunching involved, I think AI has already started playing a big role. If you go to, that's the reason when you go, you need to see in 1999, when I was having a recruitment firm also, in Hyderabad, you had 230 institutions, private bodies, training people for IBM, Y2K.
Yes, I
230. Now today, it is ML. It is AI, data science, ML. It is because of the opportunities now. And opportunities for people, who are interested in coming to with a software background or want to get into software. They learn Python, and ML basics, etc. ML itself is not, ML concepts are not having anything to do with programming. But ML requirements of, in the form of ML requirements need to be converted into a programming, a code. Ultimately, it is a code. And for that, you need AI. When it comes to politics, you know pretty well, data analytics plays a big role. And every party worth mention, they have engaged data analytics firms. And these data analytics firms heavily depend upon AI systems for generation of data to interpret results.
That is one way. Second way is, now we have a concept called exit polls. In Maharashtra, we have the 5 stages elections are there.
Yes.
Elections are 5 stages. So the people who publish this exit polls, they use the past data and the current data, they manipulate it and influence the future polling of the people in various stages. That is my understanding where the risk of the AI in elections is going to play.
Sir, this is an AI risk. This is an AI risk.
Yes.
I would say this is an AI risk. Yeah. AI risk in the sense that the law permits it. If the law does not permit it, then if AI is used to breach law, then AI is a risk for election systems. Okay, or election management. Obvious.
Interested parties will influence the future voting patterns. That's what I am looking at this.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Manju, shall I?
Yes, Ramesh, please go ahead.
Thank you.
There are no
thank you. Okay, if there are no questions, excellent session. Manju?
No, nothing. There are no questions in the chat. That's all.
Thank you. No problem. So thank you very much, Mr. Govind sir and Manjula madam. As you